everybody. Down to Funk, DtF in the house. How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's big chilling on a Sunday. I'm pretty hyped up, I gotta say. It's been a good day. It's been a good weekend. Just trimming, getting stuff cured up, getting plants transplanted, getting stuff taken care of. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for sharing that. So, what we smoking on, guys? What we doing? What's everybody smoking on right now? You already know it's tradition. I'm about to start off this beautiful day, this beautiful presentation with the fat ass dab hit. So we're gonna get started on that. Pack up what you got. Let's smoke up. Bob Ross, what's good? What's good? Putting that work in always. Hey, can everybody hear the sound quality pretty decently? The audio's good. Bob Ross, I love that. Wild. Gotta love that Florida man shit. I don't know why, but I feel like something called Florida man is gonna taste like gassy or swampy. Sounds good. Appreciate you, Mikey. Thank you, brother. Dabs and coffee. You already know, coffee and kush. Fat ass thing of coffee, fat ass thing of dabs. Alright. What's good, Panda? How's it going, brother? About to get this dab packed, and then we're gonna get started. Oh shit, Dab. Hey, I appreciate you even stopping by, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming by. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to your 2-year-old, man. Enjoy yourself, brother. Enjoy yourself. Riff raff, yeah, for real. It does though. Oh shit. Let me turn off that dehu. My dehumidifier turned on, guys. Hold up. Well, first let's get this dab packed and then I'll worry about that shit. There we go. Dab is packed. Now let's go turn this off quick. Oh shit, your birthday's on Tuesday, brother? My birthday's on Thursday, bro. What's up? February in the house, son. Yeah, my birthday's on fucking Thursday, dog. Oh shit, I forgot I was still on the control panel. Sorry, let me make this look a bit more professional. Bam. There we go. Sorry about that. Yes, sir. Happy birthday to all the February Gromies. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to hit this fucking dab. I think it's about dab 30, so let's do it. Get them up and get them ready if you got them. Nice, brother. 34. 34. That's a good one right there. That's a good number. Jay Rizzy. What up, brother? I'll be 25 this upcoming Thursday. Alright, I'm about to load this up. Got like 15 seconds max till this bitch is ready to hit. I'm smoking on some Golden Gauge mixed with Block Party. Should be a pretty good hit. Bluesman, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Really good to see you. Oh, damn, I didn't know Pigeons was going live right now. Apparently Pigeons is live right now, too. Definitely go show some love. Hey, dude, 42 backwards is 24, dog. You're good. Cheers, y'all. I'm hitting this. What up, Kelly? How's it going? Poppin' Seeds in the building. What's up, Poppin'? How's it going, brother? Nice. Smoking that skunk, Mikey. That's what's up. Yeah, I kind of forgot. That's alright, guys. Try to make it work as much as we can, but, you know, there's a lot of people in the community, so sometimes it doesn't work out. I appreciate you guys being here. Warriors. Oh, shit. Sorry, Warriors. I just hit the dab hit. About to hit this again. Warriors Dub Nation. What's good, brother? About to finish up this dab hit, and we're going to get started, dude. I'm doing good, popping, smacking this dab, brother. Ooh, Mango starting week 6. That sounds fire. Appreciate you, Jay Rizzy. You're the man, brother. You're the man. Yep, you already know that guy grows. You already know. Bluesman, I appreciate that, brother. I look forward to seeing you guys every week too, man. It's a highlight of my week. Highlight of my week. Oh yeah, dude, I love the community too. You guys are the best. Alright, got my coffee. Ready. We're ready. Let's do it, guys. Alright, so here we go. DTF and Co.'s Ohio Grow Show. Podcast number 4. We're in this bitch. We are up in this bitch. First and foremost, you already know, gotta give a special thanks to Cultigen Seed Co., P&W Cultivar, everybody that's giving encouraging words and support, and most importantly, everybody here right now. I appreciate you guys. You guys make this shit happen. I mean, I would basically be talking to nobody if nobody was here, so I appreciate y'all. You can find Cultigen Seed Co., P&W stuff inside my bio. So today, we are going to be talking about some basic genetics terminology presented by yours truly, son. Excuse me. So basically, I kind of felt like I was moving a bit too fast the last presentation. So I wanted to break it down a little bit further and just do some really, really, really good foundational work, which would be this terminology, or just, you know, the terms that are within plant breeding and genetics. And there's a lot more than what we're going to go over, but I figured what better way to start this conversation than to use something that we already talked about last week, which was the Mendelian genetics, and speaking about Gregor Mendel and what he did with his pea plants and what that entailed, and we'll speak about that further here. But basically, I wanted to take all the information that was in there, and some of the words that were recurring quite a bit, like genotype or phenotype, or allele or genes. We're just gonna take it down just even further and just give an actual definition of it, and just talk about it a little bit, you know. So I figured we could incorporate the old video and make that the beginning process of this, and then keep building from this, basically. So this is how I want to do it. I just want to keep building from the last episode. So this is how we're going to build it. We're just going to break it down a little bit further. That way we're all on the same page, and then next week we'll be building from this. So yes, sir. once again, always shout out to motherfucking JoJo. He is the gosh damn dude. He is the fucking man. He's the reason why my stuff is starting to look a little bit halfway decent. He has provided me these backgrounds and just art in general and just ideas and just helping me stay in a creative mind state when it comes to more than just growing and more than just the plant stuff, because you gotta be able to present this in a way people understand, but then also it's gonna catch people's eyes. I try to I mean, I don't know, I just like this type of photos and stuff like that, so I mean, hopefully it catches your guys' eye. But shout out to JoJo. So terminology we're going to be talking about. This is one of the first things we're going to be discussing. So, sorry, I was taking a drink of coffee. I'm going to try to have you guys on a separate screen on my phone here on chat, so I can try to look to see if any of you guys have questions and whatnot. Because usually what's been going on in the previous presentations is that I will present on my recording device, and then I will have my notes like either in front of me or on my phone, so then I'm not even really seeing the live chat. So for this one, just in case people have a little bit of questions or just anything like that, I'm going to try to have the chat pulled up on my phone and everything. I have most of the information provided in the actual presentation itself, so it should be pretty easy to do that. So basically, genes. What are those? So we've heard about those, and it's something that you're always going to hear about when it comes to breeding. So it's something that it's not going to go away. So we may as well just talk about it right here, right now. So genes. Genes are parts of DNA, and they carry hereditary information passed from the parents to your children. So just like it says on here, they contain the blueprint for each individual for her or his specific traits. So let's say you got siblings, right? You like, let's say me, for example. I got siblings, and I have brown hair, and my sister has blonde hair. So what causes that? Well, the genes inside of us cause that. We may have the same genes going through us or DNA running through us, but what's happening is that we're having different genes being expressed within us. So when that happens, that's when you can see the different physical specific traits that it's talking about. So, oh, whoops, sorry guys, let me mute that real quick. So basically, you can think about this as, remember when we talked about the genotype and the phenotype last week? So let's tie it into that. So if the genes are what is passing on the traits, then that means that the genes are the genotype, and that's being passed through. That's what can be dominant or recessive too. So when you do see somebody with brown eyes over blue eyes, the brown eyes is a dominant trait or a dominant gene. So as that's being passed through to the next generation, you will see more brown eyes than blue eyes, and that's because of the dominant trait. It's a dominant gene. So the gene for what makes your eyes brown is a dominant trait, and then because it's dominant, you then see that trait within the individual in the offspring. So that's what makes it also a phenotype. So the genetic part is the part that makes the eyes brown and passes it on, and then the phenotype part is what you see. So you see that somebody's eyes are brown. So you can think about it just in any aspect. If you have a big dog and then a little dog that have babies, well, you're going to have kind of medium-sized dogs. Or if you have two little dogs that have babies, you're going to have little dogs. And that's the genes. So, yeah, that's basically what that is. And that's the whole little spiel on that. Me just ranting and raving. So, let me check this out here. Sorry, my girlfriend texted me and said she had some chicken made, and I definitely want to eat some of that. Blunt 30, you already know. Okay. So next term is DNA. So, like we saw here, genes are parts of DNA, and they carry the hereditary information passed from parents to children. Okay. So what's DNA? DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. So, DNA is a molecule inside of cells that contains the genetic information responsible for the development and function of an organism. Another way to look at it is it's a molecule that carries genetic information for the development and functioning of an organism. So it's the same thing. Basically, what this means is that what your DNA is and what it's telling your body to do is what the function of that DNA is. So like if like this says, DNA molecules allow this information to be passed from one generation to the next. So like let's say your heart has specific heart cells inside of you, and the DNA that makes those heart cells knows that it's for the heart, and it's consistently and frequently making those cells, and then basically that's what it's meant to do. So that's what the DNA is being talked. So that's how it ties into genes. Genes are parts of DNA, and the function of the DNA of that specific cell for the heart is to be a heart cell. Or let's say, for example, in the plants, the specific DNA to make a plant produce chlorophyll, and like what that does and what it's supposed to do, that's part of the gene's DNA. So like the reason the plant can make can have chlorophyll in it, and then use that to convert the light into energy, and then use that for uptaking nutrients and stuff. That's the DNA that allows that to happen. So a DNA, if you've heard of this, it's made up of a double-stranded helix held together by weak hydrogen bonds. So basically that would be like and this one would be talking more towards like just people. So it's made up of purine and pyrimidine nucleotide base pairs. So there's adenine paired with thymine and guanine paired with cytosine, but we'll talk about that type of stuff if we get into that way later. That's just extra DNA stuff, but essentially part of DNA. So that's why DNA is in here, because I wanted to include this because it was right here. I didn't want to just glance over it. And the DNA, once again, is deoxyribonucleic acid. And what this does is it tells a cell what to turn into. So once a cell starts to develop, the DNA will tell it what to do and how to turn into a correct cell. So if it's meant to be a chlorophyll cell, then the DNA tells it to be a chlorophyll cell. If it's not, then it won't be a chlorophyll cell. So that's what that means, basically. So let's keep moving with this. This would be the next part of it, allele, which we talked about this last time too. So, and then once again, this is how it ties in with genes. So an allele is a different form of a gene, and alleles produce variations in a genetically inherited trait. What this means is that because there is different inherited genes from the parents, you have different traits that are passed on, and you can see different traits as you get different generations of offspring because of the different alleles. Just like it says here, different alleles produce different hair colors. So let's go back to when I talked about I have brown hair, my sister has blonde hair. That's because it's a different form of a gene. It's still a gene, but it's being expressed differently because it's a different gene, and that's why that's why the genotype is being expressed differently, and you can physically see it through the phenotypical traits, which would be the hair color. So phenotype always means physical, so think P equals physical, and then the genotype is equivalent to genetics. So the reason why something is brown, which is seeing the color brown and equating that to a hair color, that's a phenotype. That's a physical attribute. But the reason it is like that is because of the genes or the genotype that it is and the expression that is being expressed. So once again, we talked about some of this stuff already, and you will see some of the old slides from the last presentation on here, and that's just to help reiterate stuff that we talked about already. Once again, an allele is basically just a trait, and so the reason that you can see different traits being expressed in different siblings is because they have the same genes, but they're being expressed differently through different genes or genotypes being expressed. So that's why sometimes you can have like a random sibling. If you had like an aunt that had red hair and then nobody else in your family has red hair, the next thing you know you have a kid that has red hair. Well, it's like a gene that's being passed on, and it might be recessive. So then when it does come out with the perfect allele combination, so and this is something we'll talk about in the future too, but I wanted to talk about terms first. But like a Punnett square is something that you can use to basically predict what a gene combination is going to produce physically. So that's what a lot of the stuff that came about from the Gregor Mendel stuff. So you can, let's say you got a tall plant and a short plant, and you cross them together, and you know that there's tendencies for the tall plants to be dominant over the short plants. Well, you can start to predict that. Long story short, though, is that this is different traits can be expressed through different gene expressions because of the dominant and recessive combinations. So if you have, let's tie it back into plants. So let's just say you have a granddaddy perp and then you cross it to a skunk. Well, if there's recessive traits from the mother plant of granddaddy perp and then recessive traits from the plant of the skunk, those two recessive traits will now combine if there's offspring of those, and then those will be seen when you grow out the seeds. So it's the same thing as this. It's basically just saying that there's a different forms of the gene. When there's different forms, there's a random chance of different occurring physical attributes, essentially. I'm trying to break it down so and say it in more than just one way of what it says on the screen, because sometimes if you say it a different way, people will understand it differently or better. So sorry if I just keep ranting. So once again, summary of Mendel. He was the plant guy, the pea plant guy. He performed his critical plant breeding research in the pea plants from around 1853 to 1863, and he was an Austrian botanist / monk. And he just kept crossing these plants with different traits, and then he started to develop really good meticulous notes, which led him to connecting coincidences, but they weren't coincidences. He started to see a common theme. He started to see underlying traits, and it was stuff that it was more than just chance. So he then became very curious about this, and he developed the Mendelian inheritance theory, and then he also came up with the 3 laws of inheritance, which we talked about these already too, but we're going to reiterate. It was the law of segregation, the law of independent assortment, and the law of dominance, and he discovered these and tested these via monohybrid and dihybrid breeding experiments. So monohybrid just means a one trait, so tall and short, and then dihybrid would mean he was trying to cross a tall plant that had oh, sorry guys, I'll just make sure I didn't hit my broadcast end. But monohybrid just means one trait, and dihybrid means two traits. So the mono would be just he was looking for and only crossing tall plants to short plants, and then dihybrid would mean that he was crossing tall plants that had wrinkled seeds or round seeds, and he was trying to get those to do different things by crossing different ones. So that's what that means, but we'll talk about that more here too. So once again, I think you guys might remember this slide. What is it? Mendelian genetics. Well, what's genetic breeding first? And genetic breeding is referred to as selective breeding, and it's taking the traits that we just talked about. Like if he wanted a tall plant only, he would have to take all the tall plants that come and call out or kill all the short plants that are in the population too, and then only breed the tall plants so that he has more of the tall dominant genes, and he's not crossing in any of the recessive short genes. And these traits that we're talking about are called alleles, so that's how that ties back into that. Alleles are traits, traits are alleles, and that's the stuff that is passed on and then expressed and seen through the physical, which is the phenotype, and then the genotype, once again, is the reason why that plant is expressing to be tall, and if it's wrinkled seed pod, wrinkled and green, but yeah. So dominant alleles determine the trait expressed. Recessive alleles is a trait that is suppressed and not seen, but then if you have two recessive alleles combined together, it will then be expressed, and that's how and why when you have crosses of plants that you will see different expressions within the same cultivar, and it's because of the recessive alleles. They're not. It's and the alleles, the recessive alleles are the genes, the genotype, and they can't be seen because initially the dominant trait is passed on, and then now that the dominant trait is passed on and it's now there and prevalent, once you cross it with something else, if the other plant has something, like let's say purple, for example, if you have a purple plant that's known to have purple, and then you take it and cross it to a green plant, well, the dominant trait is purple, and you might start to see, or green. If it's green, then you'll start to see like a variation of like, okay, this is green, this is that. And then if you take it and cross them again, then you'll start to see, okay, well, here's the recessive trait. So like if the dominant trait was purple, and then you started crossing that to a green plant, and then you saw that the kids of that were purple, if you cross those again, you would see that the green trait would start to come back out, or vice versa. If the trait was, if the green trait was dominant and you cross it to a purple plant, you would see green plants start to pop out in the first generation of those. But then if you took those and you crossed them again, the purple plants would come back. So that's essentially the same stuff that Mendel did and he discovered. He wanted to know, why was their traits going away and then coming back? And it's because of the dominant alleles and the recessive alleles. So yeah, his experiments led him developing the Mendelian inheritance, which is the certain patterns of how traits pass from parents to offspring. And then we're going to talk about more of that. So dominant allele, once again, a dominant allele is a gene that shows its specific trait, even if only one parent passed the gene to the child. So having brown hair is a dominant gene, so you'll see that more often than somebody that doesn't have brown hair. When a child inherits dominant brown hair from their dad, the child will have brown hair. And that's because it's dominant. Recessive, on the other hand, a recessive allele, recessive gene shows its specific trait when both parents pass the gene to the child. So Dominant, you can see the gene expressed through one parent. Recessive, both parents have to have that gene for it to be passed on and then expressed into its offspring. So when a child inherits the recessive blue eye gene form allele from both mom and dad, the child will have blue eyes. So that's how that works. Does that make sense, guys? I'm going to take a drink of this coffee real quick. Hold on. Okay, next part. So, from here, we're going to talk about homozygous. This means two of the same form of the gene, one from the mom and one from the dad. So think about it like both parents were tall, so then their kids were tall. That's what this is saying. Or another way, inheriting the same blue-eye gene form from both parents result in a homozygous gene. So, because both parents were tall, that's homozygosity. Because both parents had blue eyes, that's homozygosity. So that's what that means. So heterozygosity. This means two different forms of a gene, getting one from your mom and one from your dad that are different. An example of this would be inheriting a different eye color gene from your mom, for example, brown, and then a different one from your dad, for example, blue. This would mean it's a heterozygous gene. So it just means they have two different genes combining. Homozygous means that there's two of the same genes combining. Heterozygous means there's two different genes combining. And all of this information that we're talking about, you can apply that to plants, So if you have two tall plants, chances are when you cross those to each other, they're going to be two tall plants. Or they're going to make tall plants. Once again, Mendelian inheritance. It's a simple genetic rule where a gene only comes in dominant or recessive forms, which is the dominant alleles and recessive alleles we talked about. Some of these traits follow Mendelian inheritance, while other traits do not. So there are other rules to genetics and different type of inheritance that goes on, but for right now, we're just focusing on this stuff because this is what we talked about last live stream. Okay, so I know you guys remember this one. The genotype and phenotype. Just like we were just talking about, the genotype is genes that individual carries and passes on. So, the genes that make a plant tall or short. And once again, let's tie this back in like we did last time into the sativa and indica land races. Sativa land races are known to be tall and lengthy with narrow leaves, and indica land races are known to have broad leaves with short and compact growth. So the reason they do that and the reason they have those is the genes or the genotype, but the reason that we see them physically is because of their physical environment. So most indica plants grow in like higher altitudes and way hotter and harsher climates than the sativa land races typically do, and the sativa land races typically grow in equatorial places that are really warm all year round, and they just have really good environments for growth, and it's not as harsh. So that is then reflected in the plant's genes and when it's grown. So just by time and through just the process of these plants growing and their natural environments over time, they have naturally selected to have plants that grow in equatorial places. They have to be taller, they have to have narrow leaves, and they have to be lengthy to grow. And if they have the opposite, like if you put an indica plant inside of a equatorial place and try to expect it to grow like a sativa plant, you're probably going to have problems with the indica plant, because over time, just like the sativa one, the indica plant has adapted to its environment, and now it is used to living in its harsh environment. So the physical attributes of the plant can be attributed to, and it leads back to the environment it's in. And then because of this environment and the survival of the plants being the main focus on the plant itself, the plant wants to grow and survive. It wants to pass on its genes. That's the basic bare minimum it wants to do. It wants to grow, pass on its genes. So for it to do that, it learns really fast and adapts really fast to be, okay, if I'm in the cold, I need to be really, really short, really compact, and have really broad leaves. The reason for that is because when these leaves are really broad in these harsher environments, it allows for more sun to be uptook. The sun, they can then use the chlorophyll inside the plant leaves, the stuff that makes the plant green. It can use that chlorophyll to convert the light energy from the sun into its own energy in form of food. And then if it didn't have those broad leaves, it wouldn't be able to do that as efficiently. So sometimes in the harsher environments, the plants don't know how much sun they're going to get. So for it to have a bigger surface area, a bigger leaf surface area, is beneficial for it, because then it can uptake more energy, light energy from the sun, and then use that as food. So in comparison to a sativa plant, the reason its leaves are narrow is because it's warmer there all the time. The plant knows this. So if the plant focuses on having broad leaves, that's using extra energy that it could have used to grow taller and to outcompete other plants around it for sunlight. So basically, the phenotype is driven by the genotype, but the genes that are passed on, the genotype, is affected by the environment that the genes are in. So once again, phenotype is all the observable traits. So once again, genotype stands for genes. Phenotype, P, stands for physical. So that's how I remember it. Phenotype's driven by the environment and the genes, like we just talked about. So the reason you see a plant being tall or short is because of the genes. But then you see it being tall or short, that's the phenotype. And then we talked about anthocyanins last time. We'll save that for another time. Okay, so now we're doing a smoke break. I was hoping this was coming up. I was ready for this. Fuck. So we're going to take a little smoke break. I actually have. That's my apes in space I was growing. I harvested it. And I actually have a joint right here. I'm about to light up of it, because I haven't smoked any yet, so I'm ready to try it. So I figured what better time to try it than right now, so that's what we're doing. We're going to take a second. We're going to smoke this bitch. Then we'll continue onward. I won't take up too much more of your time, y'all. I appreciate you being here. Sorry if I'm ranting and raving. I feel like I get like that sometimes. This joint will set me right. Cheers, everybody. I'm sparking it now. Sparking an apes in space joint from my harvest. First time sparking it. First time smoking it. Initial smell, just the nose of the apes in space. I would say on the plant, when it was growing, it was really, really, really reminiscent of myrcene, which is the same terpene that's inside of runts. So that it really reminded me of that. And then as I cut it and I put it inside the bags for curing, it started to get more of like a musky sweet but earthy undertone. And I need to look up what terpenes that is, but that's what it smelled like inside the bag. So now we're gonna see if it tastes like any of that. Here we go. I think I chopped down the Apes in Space about Tuesday of this past week, and it's been curing since then. So got a few days cure going on it. It tastes pretty decent. Just sparked it. The first initial inhale, I liked it. It was smooth. Yeah, it was smooth, and it's I do like the taste of it. I will say I was eating some homemade potato wedges that my girl made, so my taste buds are a little bit conflicted on that taste and the taste of the Apes in Space. So, but it does taste good, and I'm excited. I'm starting to see a little bit. You know when you spark a J, and you start to see that resin ring form up around the, where you sparked it. I'm starting to see a little bit of that, so I'm excited to see if that continues or not. And yeah, let's see. Let's just keep going here. Yeah, I'd say I do like it. I do like it actually a lot. And the only thing I can say about that is that I'm really happy, and I'm excited to keep letting it cure. So that's going to be the really cool part. It's always nice to have something where you barely cure it, and then you taste it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fucking okay, cool. And then you feel a little bit better about putting it back inside the bag, or just taking care, or just leaving it be. You just feel a little bit better about just leaving it alone for a little bit. Yeah, I made sure I put a filter on this bitch and everything when I rolled it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna roll this up, smoke this on the podcast real quick. I have tasted and sampled the Milktopia, and I do really like that as well. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I do like that better, and I like it more than the Apes in Space. Smoke, nose, everything. Only thing that the Apes in Space has over the Milktopia would be the bag appeal. Just because of how purple the Apes in Space is, it definitely translated. You can still see it right now on the planet. So that's what the Apes in Space has going for it. Don't get me wrong, it's fire as fuck. It tastes really good too, but that Milktopia is on another level. The Milktopia is one of two that I chose to re-veg from the last grow, and I also chose a Georgia Pie that I chose to keep as well and re-veg. So working on trying to get that done. They say it takes a little bit, so I'm hoping I can get it to happen because I really liked it. I wish I would have took clones. So moral of the story, if you even are hyped up slightly about something and you're growing it right now, before you switch to flower, clone that bitch. Clone that bitch, clone that bitch, clone that bitch. Then you won't have to re-veg at all because you cloned it. Yeah, I do. I actually really like this joint. This Apes in Space is fire. Like I said, not better than the Milktopia, but it's still fucking fire. Yeah, that's good, guys. Very, very good. The resin ring is still there, too. That's going strong. Hell yeah. About halfway through with it, I think. Maybe maybe about a quarter. Maybe not half. Here, I haven't even been looking at chat. It's been bullshitting with you guys. Damn, I'm dropping shit. Oh yeah, you guys need to check out Bluesman's Chiquita Banana on his Instagram. That shit's fire. Pizza Steve, what's good? I'm just now running back through the chat, you guys. I'm sorry. Let me go back to the top here. Run it back. All right, I already said hi to y'all. Warriors, I said okay. Popping in. Yep. Jay Reezy. Yep. Z-Mix, what's good, brother? Bluesman was good. Nice. That guy grows. You got your new 5x5 tent. What's up? That's what's up. Chicken goes with breakfast. That's funny. Just seen that. Pizza Steve. AG, what's good? Oh yeah, it's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Yeah, I do like this Apes in Space. Let's keep moving. Oh shit, let's keep moving. Once again, if you remember, this is another slide from my last presentation. So, and we talked about this earlier. Monohybrid versus dihybrid. This was one of the things Gregor Mendel was doing. He was in a monohybrid means that he was concerned with one trait. Dihybrid means he was concerned with two traits. So if the plant was tall, he was only concerned with the tall plants. If the plant was tall and had green, round seed pods, then that was dihybrid. So mono means one, di means two. So that's why it's monohybrid and dihybrid. Monohybrid, once again, to reiterate, is one trait. Dihybrid is two traits. So he took his tall pea plants, crossed them to the shorts, and the first ones he called the F1 progeny. He crossed the F1 progeny, and there was tall. Oh wait, sorry, my bad, guys. He took he took the tall plants and crossed them to short, and they were tall in the first progeny. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so after this, he crossed them, and then there was tall and short. Again, there was a 3-to-1 ratio of tall to short. So then he kept doing this, and he developed recorded data on this stuff, and then this is how he began to develop his theory and laws, because he started to notice these occurrences of, okay, well, when I cross these tall plants to these short plants, these tall motherfuckers keep coming back out. Even in the generations, that you go down, the tall's still there. So then from here, he was like, okay, well, I did the one trait. Let me try two. So then, once again, we're seeing the word allele. Once again, allele just means trait. So dihybrid, it means there's two traits considered, each with two alleles. So the two traits with the two alleles, there's dominant and there's recessive. So like we were talking about, he took the wrinkled green seed and then he crossed that to a smooth, round yellow seeds. And then he noticed that the offspring of this, the first generation, changed colors of the pea pods to yellow round. So the dominant traits were then noticed to be the round shape with the yellow color. He then took this, he self-pollinated that progeny, and he had 4 different traits. He saw, let me hit this joint. Oh yeah, it was still lit, son. About went out on me, but I got it going. Woo-wee. So with these 4 different traits, there was round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow, and wrinkled green, with the ratio of 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. Once again, that's just more of extra information, but breakdown of this is that monohybrid is 1 trait, dihybrid is 2 traits. So if you have a fat ass plant that has these fat ass nugs, but then you cut it, you dry it and cure it, and then it's lackluster and it's smoke. Well, if you really, 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 really love the way that plant grows, you might want to keep it and then take that really big, monstrous bud trait and use another trait from another plant that has really good terpenes and really good smoke, and you might want to cross those 2 together, and then that is what you consider a dihybrid cross, because you're taking 2 different traits that you want and you're trying to get the offspring of those to be expressed in the generations that are coming from that. So that's a way to tie it into that. So, continued. Once again, this is more stuff from the last presentation, but it's just stuff to be talked about still. So, he concluded from these experiments, the mono and the monohybrid and the dihybrid, there's the geno and the phenotype, which genotype is the genes expressed, and the phenotype is what you can see physically from the genes being expressed. So if the gene is tall, and that's what's being passed on, then you will see all the offspring phenotype be tall. So the genes are transferred through the parents to the offspring in a pair of alleles during gametogenesis, which is basically just cell replication, or cell just making cells. Chromosomes are halved, and there's a 50% chance of one allele from the pair of each allele to fuse to the other allele from the pair. So it's that. So basically, this is trying to explain to you why siblings would be different from each other. It's because when those genes are formed and split, they are put back together, and when they're put back together, whatever that combination is made to be is what you will physically see being expressed. So that's essentially what this is saying. So if there's 2 alleles are the same, we went over this, that's homozygous. So if there's 2 parents that both have the big bud trait, they are going to pass that big bud trait on to its next generation. So that's homozygous because they both have the big bud trait. If you took a big bud trait and then crossed it to a small bud trait, that would then be heterozygous because the alleles are not the same. So from this also, he developed his 3 laws of inheritance, Mendel did, and the 3 laws of inheritance state that there's a law of dominance, there's a law of segregation, and there's a law of independent assortment, which we talked about this one on the last presentation too. Yeah, this fucking Apes in Space is fire, bro. I do like this a lot. 100% biased, obviously, because it's my own, but still. Next. So let's briefly talk about this. Law of dominance. So, when you see a tall plant being expressed more than a short plant, that is the law of dominance in effect. There's a dominant allele trait that's being expressed. that short allele is still carried on, but it's recessive. So you take two plants that are tall and short, cross them to each other, you mainly get tall plants for the first generation. You take this you take this first generation and you cross that again, you will then see tall plants and short plants. The first generation, you saw only tall plants. The next generation, now you're seeing tall and short plants. And it's because that recessive allele or trait that is making the plant short is still being carried on. The second law is the law of segregation. There's two alleles that are made, and you get one that's acquired from each parent. These combine together, it's called fertilization. It is completely random, and then that leads into Mendel's third law, the law of independent assortment. So, there's a pair of these alleles acquired from both parents. That means that there's two pairs total. One pair from mom, one pair from dad. When the offspring are made from mom and dad, these alleles will randomly separate and come back together. This combination is just like the flip of a coin, 50-50. That's why siblings are different from one another if they have the same mom and dad. Same applies with cannabis. You plant multiple seeds of the same cultivar, and each will turn out a little bit different because of the combination of the traits that are being expressed. So think of independent assortment as flipping a coin. You flip a coin, it's either going to be heads or tails. That's what this is trying to say. You have traits from your mom and traits from your dad. When these traits combine from your mom and dad and to make you randomly get a combination of everything from your mom and everything from your dad. And when you're made and when you grow up, you're going to have the best of both of them, but then still be independently different, you know? So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Let's say, for example, I'm growing out all those skunks, right? So the Beginner Breeders Project right now is enacting the law of independent assortment. Damn, my exhaust fan. We'll be getting off here soon anyway. But the law of independent assortment is being enacted in the Beginners Breeders Project right now because I am taking the 10 skunk seeds from Authentic Genetic Seed Co. and I'm going to utilize those to then make more seeds. But then I will be able to see from all 10 of these seeds the different genes that are being expressed physically. And even though they're the same, one of them might be taller, one of them might be shorter, some of them might have bigger nugs, some of them might have smaller nugs. One of them might have really big nugs but no smell. One of them might have super larfy, tiny, little, disgusting buds, but it might have the craziest smell ever. This is the law of independent assortment. They come from the same parents, but they are being expressed differently because when those genes were made and when that seed was made, the genes that were passed on to it were told to, okay, when you germinate seed and when you grow seed, this is what you do. And then that's what that seed did, basically. Oh shit, we're done. Oh my goodness, we are done. All that this means is that I'm about to hit another dab. So you guys, if you have any questions while I load this dab up, let's just take some time to answer a few questions. And matter of fact, that's my cat meowing right now. Matter of fact, you guys think about what questions you may have, and then also, why don't we just go ahead and, if you guys want to, let me know. Why don't we go ahead and do a giveaway? You guys sat through this whole time and shit, me fucking ranting and raving and rambling and shit. Let's do a motherfucking giveaway. Shout out to PNW Cultivar. Shout out to Cultigen Seed Co. Let's do a fucking giveaway. If you guys want to do a giveaway, just say fucking giveaway in the chat. Just say giveaway in the chat. Damn. My cat Meow said, yeah, do a giveaway. So you hear her in the background? She's meowing like a motherfucker. I'm going to load this dab up. You guys tell me if you guys have any questions. Tell me if you want to do a giveaway. If you do want to do a giveaway, then we'll move on from there. Before I get off, we'll do a fucking giveaway. I'll go on my merry way, and then we'll go smoke some Mary Jane. So, fuck, dude. Hopefully that was not too long of a presentation. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing of a presentation. Hopefully that was okay. Once again, I'm sorry about my exhaust fan being on. It must have got too hot in here. Working on getting getting an actual office for recording my little videos and stuff, so working on that now. Hope you guys learned something today, and if you didn't learn something, that's okay. It was still great being here with you guys. We're gonna keep bringing the information. We're gonna keep trying to do better. We're gonna keep just moving forward, because you know what, that's all I want to do. I want to continuously grow. I want to continuously be better. And I want to keep cultivating these motherfucking thoughts. I want to keep cultivating this green. I want to keep cultivating everything that I need. So, and I'm not even talking about cannabis. I'm talking about my own, like, you know, I have garden beds outside at my house that I would love to get green peppers in and tomato. You know what I mean? It's not even just about the herb, but the herb is definitely something that can be grown too. So, yeah, you guys, all this stuff can be applied to more than just cannabis, you know. It can be applied to tomatoes, green peppers, whatever you want, man. But yeah, let's do a giveaway, you guys. I think that'd be a great thing to do. I'm about to look at the chat right now. I haven't even been looking at the chat. We're rambling again. Genetics. Galaxy, don't worry, brother. They're on the way. I just saw your thing. They're on the way, brother. I learned Cultigen told me a different way I could ship stuff where I don't have to pay as much money for shipping, even international shipping. So I'm just gonna try to start doing it like that. But the only downside is that there's been two people. Okay, so let me talk about this as a side note. So as a side note, I found a different way to ship stuff, but what up, Coleman? What up, brother? I found a different way to ship, but as a result of this, there has been two people that have gotten their packages and then the beans have been smashed. So, pros and cons. There has been a couple people that have already received them, but and they were fine. And then there were some people that did receive them and they were smashed. So I just got to find the happy medium to where I'm not paying $25, $30, $40 if it's an international one. That'll add up really quick, and then I need to figure out how to make it a little bit cheaper for individual shipping too, because the postal office has this ground shipping, which is better than first class, and it covers it's like $100 minimum insurance, but then you got to pay like it's like $5.95, almost $6, depending on where you're sending it in the U.S. And that just adds up really quick. I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, and I've already sent quite a few people their seeds through that way. But then, you know, I started to notice my bank account taking a hit. I was like, damn, I gotta find a different way. So, trying to work that out right now. The good thing about the ground package ones is that it gives you a tracking number, and they can physically see where their package is and where it's going. The other way I'm doing it, you don't get a tracking number, and it's just basically a letter, envelope, and that's it. So you don't really get a tracking number. It just shows up when it shows up. And yeah, so it takes a little bit more of a beating too in the transportation process. So I'm assuming that's why some people got the beans and they were freaking smashed up. But gonna get it worked out, getting everybody their beans, have everybody written down. Matter of fact, just for the giveaway, let me hit this dab. Everybody cheers. Let's hit this dab real quick, and then we'll talk about the giveaway. We'll do this giveaway shit, and then I'm getting up out of here, bro. I'm about to go eat some motherfucking fried chicken. Some fried chicken. Very excited about that. My girlfriend lost a bet, and she has to make me fried chicken. And I'll tell you what, it's fucking fire. She did a great job. Very excited. Alright, cheers, y'all. Hitting this dab. Okay, for the giveaway, we are giving away Cultigen Seed Co., Draconian Droll, regular autoflower. We are giving away Sharon Noble, Ukrainian Raspberry, Photo, period, regulars. These are the three we have to give away. And then P&W Cultivar has provided us with Valken Heavy, which is V12 crossed to Apes in Space. And we have those to give out as well. So here's how we're going to do this. If you have not already hit me up on Instagram, go over to Instagram right now, hit me up on there, and tell me what you would like from the Ukrainian Raspberry, Sharon Noble, or Draconian Drolls. I have other people down already that have their stuff coming, and I've sent people stuff already. If you have not asked me yet or gotten with me, hit me up on Instagram. Tell me what you want. If your Instagram name is different than your YouTube name, supply your YouTube name. Or if you don't have Instagram, hit me up on my Discord, which is in the bio. We'll do it like that. Yep, Coleman, you're good, brother. Send it on Discord. I got you. Coleman, Pizza Steve, AG. You guys were the ones I'm talking about. I got everybody else's names down that are here. Once I get some more people that once I get a few more random people a chance to get in on this, I am going to double back, count through what I have, and I will let you guys know, and I will pass it out to the rest of you guys, just as being loyal supporters. So I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, anyone that, and you know what, spread the word to other people too, about this as well. Coleman, Pizza Steve, AG, Kelly, anyone else that hasn't hit me up yet, hit me up about those seed packs. We'll get them out to you. We'll get them taken care of. And once again, too, if you got seed packs and they were a little bit disgruntled or tore up and stuff, please let me know. I will make it right. All right? Please let me know. Don't just be like, oh, whatever, this motherfucker. No, like, no, come on, bro. Like, give me a fair chance. Tell me. I want to make it right. Don't just start hating on me and be like, this he popped these bitches and sent them, this motherfucker. Like, I don't think nobody would do that, but just tell me if you tell me and you show me or whatever, it's not a big deal. I will send you out more and we'll make it right. It's not a problem at all. So shit happens, guys. So I want you guys to get these. I want you guys to grow these. I'm just as excited as everybody else to grow this fucking shit, dude. Super, super, super fucking excited. Cannot express that enough. So yeah, if you haven't hit me up already, hit me up. Hit me up, and yeah, if you have people that you want to get some of these seeds, hit me up. You know what I mean? Tell them to subscribe to the channel. Tell them slide through. Send them my information. Send them the Instagram. Send them the YouTube page. You know what I mean? Send them. Show me some love, and I'll show them some love. You know what I mean? And it's not always just like that, but also Cultigen and P&W, they hooked us up, so I have to spread the love, dude. I can't not spread the love. I cannot grow all these seeds, dude. I don't think dude. I don't even think I have enough years in my life to grow all those damn seeds, man. Like, that would be too much. So we're trying to get these out of here, trying to get them gone. Want to spread the love, spread the information, spread good positive vibes. Just trying to move forward. Move forward and do better than the last day. That's all you can do, and if that's all you're trying to do, hey, amen. That's the best you can do. Everyone that's focused on this, that, and the third, man, just, fuck all that. Grow this fucking weed. Smoke some fucking tree. Chill the fuck out. That's really all you need, really, honestly. It's been working for me. I hope it works for you guys. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great Sunday. I'm about to tap out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having a good session with me. I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. And yeah, we're going to get these updates coming. More videos coming to the channel. Inbound here soon. Been really busy trimming these fucking plants and just getting shit transplanted and whatnot. And got to go through here soon and do a thorough super cleaning of the grow room. Just because it's good to do that at least probably once after every grow cycle. I would like to at least just get that shit done. But yeah, just trying to get stuff maintained and looking good and shit. You guys know how it be. Well, you guys, yeah, I think that's about all I got for you today. I mean, yeah. We're going to have more smoke reports coming inbound. That fucking Apes in Space was fire. I would I would do a damn fucking smoke report on the Milktopia coming up soon. Yeah, I gotta smoke some of the Bubble Up, some of the Milktopia, some of the Georgia Pie, and there's different phenos of the Milktopia and Georgia Pies to smoke, so I'm gonna have to write all that stuff down. But yeah, guys, we're gonna call it a good one, call it a day. Hit me up whenever you guys feel like it. I talked to quite a few of you guys in the chat. I love talking to you guys and gals, if there's any out there that want to chat about that type of stuff. But that would be more of a question of if my girlfriend would allow that. I know she's listening. Oh shit, I'm just playing, baby. But yeah, I'm open for everybody and anybody that has questions, because not only would I hopefully be able to help and do I want to help, but sometimes when you guys ask questions or we talk about things and discuss stuff that has to do with this plant breeding stuff, it puts it in different perspectives in my mind. So then I learn something, or I can look at something in my grow room and implement something. You know what I mean? Like, it's a mutual beneficial thing. So I don't care if you're a new grower. I don't care if you're a veteran grower. I don't care if you're whatever, dude. I want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to everyone and learn from everybody, because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to become closer, and that's how we're going to become more knowledgeable, because there's more interconnectedness, So it's not about who has the best this or the best that. It's about passing on good knowledge and good vibes, and that's what I would love to do, and that's what at the end of the day, if that's the only thing I'm portraying, then I'm doing something right, in my opinion. So Yeah, one love, you guys. Have a great week. Have a great rest of the night. Smoke a fat one. An honor for your boy, DTF. I'm about to go eat some fried chicken, y'all. One love. Many blessings. Peace.